You're lucky you got to have a look at Dangerous Dave the Dish. And it counts for 2 points, I reckon, because Dave is such a dish. He is blushing, by the way, now. He's going pink in the cheeks. Oh, he's so sweet. He's going pink. Oh, it's getting worse. He's going more and more red the more I speak about it. Okay. Oh, hello, impalas. So Tandy obviously isn't around because those impalas and their babies look quite relaxed in front of us. We'll have a quick look because even though we've seen impala, we're so not worried that we're going to stop and see an animal we've already seen, but it's just because I really like baby impala. Hello guys. Now look at that, we've got 2 ages there. You can just already see the size difference. That's probably just a week in births, and so a week's difference. Oh, they're all legs. There we go, you can hear moms talking to the babies. You wag that little tail, little guy. Keep those flies at bay. Okay. So it doesn't look like Tandy's around here, so we're going to keep heading to the east. We're about to drop through the Mowanini River. While we do that, it seems like Stef is in fine fettle, finding every hoho, arachnid, bug, creature that one can find on foot. So let's go have a look.
I hope Brent gets to Cheetah Plains over there and can explore what's happening over there, and let him go through those bad signal areas. But in the meantime, see if you can see what we're having a look at. The wind is playing a bit of havoc with us. I'm going to try and hold the tree still. But what you might start seeing is some flapping wings of a termite alate. Look a little bit closer towards the head of this termite, and you'll see that it's been caught by one of these crab spiders that look like a bird dropping. The spider is holding on with all its might to the branch at the head of the termite, and for all intents purposes just looks like a blob of something. Isn't that amazing? Now, yesterday was the first time that I saw this particular species of crab, or of crab spider. And they are just incredible. The crab spiders are known ambush specialists. Some of them can even change their color slightly to match the background that they are sitting on. And in this particular case, I think that's exactly what this spider has done, is it's matched the colors of the branch that it's sitting on, but it also is mimicking the dropping of a bird with that quite turreted head. You come around this side, you may actually get a full view of the spider itself, not so much of the actual termite from this particular angle, but you will be able to see the spider at the, there we go, it moved. There we go, he's now brought his termite into the open. Have you got him there, Jande? There you're having a look at him busy chewing through the head of that termite alate. The termites, of course, coming out in their tens of thousands after the rain and forming such an important part of the nutrient cycle here and the food web for very, very, very many animals, including these spiders. And a very good breakfast for that spider. Now, Red, you've asked me what type of spider this is again. It's a type of crab spider, Red. Ooh, thorn just letting go there. Have you got him there, Jande?
Yeah.
All right. Red, it's a type of crab spider I'm going to say either one of the bird dropping spiders, one of the bird dropping mimicking crab spiders, or the flower-like crab spider. Difficult to say because the flower-like crab spider itself can mimic to a degree the plant that it's choosing to hunt on at that particular time. In this particular case, this crab spider has got quite a turreted cephalothorax, or the head part, where its eyes are sitting. Just bizarre. I haven't seen this particular species of crab spider before. I saw it yesterday.
Okay, I saw them when we were...
Very, very awesome. Alright, so I'm going to let him go slowly. Disentangle this branch from him. I'm going to just let the branch go and fling this poor guy into space. There you go. We'll leave him alone to eat his alate in peace. How we found him was just literally by chance. We're combing through this thicket of acacia looking for jewel beetles. Here we have a jumping spider, one of the giant jumping spiders. Come and have a look here. 2 of them. Yetis. Come and have a look at this guy. Now, the difference between crab spiders and jumping spiders is profound. Jumping spiders use an incredibly large brain to outthink or outwit their prey, and then use their strength of wit and their very powerful jumping legs to jump and grab onto a prey species or a prey item, but not before they've learned how to hunt that particular prey item. And this is one of the largest of all the jumping spiders, and I've got a feeling that they're down here to catch flies. Have a look right there at the tip of my finger. He's now seen my finger, or she's seen my finger. You see it, Johnny? Ooh, I'm looking into the sun. You see her? That is one of the giant jumping spiders. And quite rare to see actually. And I think what's happening is these acacias are attracting quite a large number of flies. And I think what this particular spider is doing is hunting these flies. Let's move her out. There she goes up the branch. See where she's going to go. Watch them hunting. Watching these jumping spiders hunt is literally for me like watching a leopard hunt. They are, just as leopard are, ambush specialists, but they are also incredibly clever. Of all the insects in the world, they reckon that the salticids, or the jumping spiders, are the most intelligent. What you measure intelligence is by the brain weight to body mass ratio. And next to dolphins, chimpanzees, or the great apes and humans, the jumping apes and humans, the jumping spiders have the closest brain weight to body mass ratio to us out of anything on the planet. Of course, their volume is not that big, and of course, because of that, if we can get you a better view of this particular spider, and let's see what she's going to hunt. I think we're going to see a hunt here for sure. I think what the spider's doing is to try and get into a position where she can watch a flower and be within striking distance of that flower to catch the flies which are pollinating the flowers. Flies, of course, being a very, very big source of nutrients for a lot of insects out here. Similar to how termites are, flies are the backbone of a lot of diets out here. Now, some of you are going to be going away for a short break. Don't go anywhere. When you come back, you're going to see what the spider has been hunting. Alright, for the rest of us who are not busy watching an ad at the moment, we are going to stay with this particular hunting spider. There's 2 of them on this branch. I'm the other one. That was the one that was sitting in the sun. That could see the best. The other one, the one that I saw first, was literally on this branch. But I want to pull this down because I'm going to show you what she may be hunting for. Have a look at this locust. Maybe hunting for. Have a look at this locust here. The name of which escapes me, but that is a full-grown locust with its green legs at the tip of my finger. And that would make a very tasty, jumped away now. That would have made a very tasty meal for that jumping spider. Okay, let's put the branch back where it was. Excuse my facial expressions. I'm told when I don't concentrate on it, I have this very weird face. Now let's go back this side again and see if we can zoom you in onto this jumping spider. She's still on that branch. Now has a position above the actual, let me get a pointing stick so that I can point at this with you. She now has a position above those flowers. Alright, so there at the point of the stick is where she is. You can see her very quick to see the stick moving in front of her. It's catching her attention. You can actually see in her actions that deliberation. Where do I go next? What are we going to do? How am I going to get closer to this flower? They have documented problem-solving abilities, even to work out small puzzles. Mainly to do with strategy on how to approach a specific goal. And arguably are my favorite insects out of everything that we see out here. These giant jumping spiders are my favorite, my absolute favorite. Now, a jump to the nearest flower is actually going to be a problem for this particular jumping spider, and I think because of that she's going to move. Yes, she's now moving to a different point. They've got incredibly muscular front legs, and it's with those front legs that they catch and immobilize their prey and then bite them. They've got quite large fangs. They can actually give you a nasty bite, and they're not against biting you in actual fact. Their venom, however, does nothing to humans, and so it's quite safe to be bitten by them. It's not nice though. Here she comes out. Have a look at those massively overdeveloped front legs and that very enlarged cephalothorax, which is mainly brain. In actual fact, the brain is so big that the esophagus goes through the middle of the brain. And there she is now at the point. There, jumped across from one side to another. And now coming down here. David, you've noticed the hairs on the legs of this particular spider, and you wanted to know what they're used for. David, they're used mainly to sense the environment around her, and also to keep spines and nasty mandibles of the prey that she catches from her. So she'll use those hairs in a sensory way, but also she will use them to keep any spine or spike away from her face while she's busy delivering that killing blow. Now let's see where she's going. I have no doubt that she's hunting for flies. She keeps on moving from flower to flower, and these acacia flowers, almost every single acacia flower that I've looked at has had a fly visit it in a couple of minutes. So I think she's just getting herself into a position where she can launch herself at a fly that is feeding on one of these flowers. Okay, there's a fly that's just come in. Let's see if she gets us there. She can see it. I know she's seen it because she stopped there and is frozen. Genre doing an absolutely fantastic job at holding this camera still so that you can follow this leopard of the insect, of the arthropod world. Might have to come this way around. Now she's in a position, still not in a position to launch herself at that particular point. Right here. You see it? Alright, we're going to have our TV audience come back. So for those of you who are used to this particular thing, excuse us for the update. Alright, welcome back from your short break. This particular spider has moved a little bit down the branch from where you last saw her. And the reason for that is that she's not in a position to hunt a particular flower. And she needs to get herself into a position where she can launch at that flower. These jumping spiders are like the leopard of the insect world, incredibly clever and able to adjust their hunting strategy depending on the prey that they're hunting at the moment. And I think that this giant jumping spider is hunting flies attracted by the smell of these acacia flowers. This is the acacia flower, this yellow ball that you see over here. And they are attracting flies every few minutes. One of these flies lands on one of these flowers, and this spider is very deliberately moving from flower to flower. Now she is there. Let me see if I can move this branch out of the way. There she is. She can't see me from this angle, otherwise she'd have spun around and looked at my finger. There she's looking. She's going to jump now. I think she's going to get into a position where she's above the flower but can still reach it in a bound. They're very good jumpers, as their name would suggest, but that isn't their only attribute. They're also highly intelligent spiders, able to strategize and think out a puzzle to best hunt a particular area. And she is busy hunting this stick. Now here's a fly. Have a look at this fly. This is what she's hunting right now. This is what I think she's hunting. Oh, I've chased that fly away before you could see it probably. No, here we go. Here's the fly that she's hunting. And that fly is moving through the canopy. Oh, she's now looking at me. She's now spun around and is having a look at us. You can almost see the intelligence in these eyes of these spiders, you know. Maybe it's just my imagination. I'm wanting to see something that isn't there. But have a look at the face on that particular jumping spider. Binocular vision, simple eyes, not compound eyes, those two large eyes that you're seeing there. So able to focus, see a very detailed picture. Very, very awesome. Giant jumping spider. Oh, today is just another one of those really fantastic days. Not too hot, not too cold. Oh, my favorite. All right, we're going to stay here and actually watch this jumping spider for a little bit longer and see what she gets up to. Taylor has got some Nyala to show you in the meantime, though, so enjoy.
Another mammal to add to the list, a beautiful Nyala bull. Munching away, having some breakfast. And well, I think this is a good spot. There's sort of a flash of lovely lush green vegetation through here. And also a little bit of shade. It's warming up quite quickly, don't you think, Viam? It's got hot very, very, very quickly. And what we're going to go and do is, because seeing as though it's warming up, and we haven't had this warm weather for a while, maybe we will go and check Arathusa Dam. We're not too far ahead. So, not too far away, sorry. Oh, we've got another Nyala. This was an easier one, Viam. We didn't even see this one sitting here sneakily just munching on breakfast. Hello, big boy. He's much bigger than the other two that are on the other side of the road. And it's quite strange. It seems to be out trained today. Today we have animals sitting down, not quite wanting to wake up just yet and face the real world. But look at that. You can see those lovely markings that they have on them now. Little spots here, stripe here. Of course, as this Nyala regurgitates and will chews the cud of a mixture of probably new shoots of grass that have come through, and I'm sure a couple of leaves. Oh. But listening, even though he's chewing the cud, He's listening. Look at all the veins on the back of their ears. That's a beautiful shot. That's so often we don't get to see something like that. Such detail on their ears. And it just shows you how thin the skin is on certain areas of their body. Some places are a little bit more susceptible to ticks, and of course the ears are one of them. You can see with that skin being so thin that it is easy for them to latch on. We may even see a tick or two as we get a closer shot. Oh no, you look like you're quite well groomed. I suspect though they're probably a little bit further down into their ears. Beautiful. Now, isn't that quite lovely to have such amazing animals in such a close proximity to us and not really too worried about us at all? That's really beautiful. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head back across to Brent, who apparently has a surprise for all of you.
Well, this counts for all the antelope in the world in terms of points. What do you think, Dave? Yes. Now, it is a firm favourite of all of ours. He's looking quite hungry and on the stalk. So, from that brief glimpse, who can tell me which leopard this is? If you can, remember, hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or questions at WildEarthTV. Which leopard is this? Isn't this exciting? Now, I know Taylor and Jamie are going to be incredibly jealous. In jest last night, I told them that the reason they couldn't find any leopards in the morning is because I wasn't on game drive. Now, of course, I didn't find this leopard, someone else did, and as I was chatting to Dave, I said I'd rather be lucky than good, and I'll stick with my luck. Oh, look at that. He is so beautiful, and it is a he, and I'm quite sure a few of you already know who this magnificent beast is. Now, he's hungry and he's on the hunt. And now, he's one leopard. He's one leopard that I will, if I hear he's around, I will race to. As a male leopard, he's one of the few male leopards who actually does stuff during the daytime hours where it's hot. Now we're going to try to keep with him. Yes, Crystal, yes, Ayazana, you are spot on. It is indeed Mr. Q, quarantine, male leopard. Okay, we're going to try to sneak ahead of him. Now, I don't want to drive directly behind him. He is hunting, so I don't want to draw attention to him. Now, so I'm going to stay a little bit away from him, and I'm going to keep checking to see if there's any potential prey. He is heading north. We're not too far from our northern boundary. Oh, look at that light. Look at that. He is just the epitome of grace and power. What mammal species is that? Number 5, Dave? Is it 5 or 6? I'm not sure. Oh, we're on 5, and the young gun, Taylor, is on 6. Now, wouldn't it be nice if we got our 6th species, our joint species, as it was hanging alive from quarantine's mouth? Stranger things have happened. Watch out there, Dave. Okay, now he's moving through some relatively thick area. We're going to keep with him. There we go. There's a gap. We're going to get a nice view of him shortly. Now, the nice thing about young male leopards is they like to climb trees, they like to be quite active, even though the temperature is heating up already. Oh yes, go that way. We want him to stay inside Cheetah Plains. We don't want him to go visit in Koro again like the last time. Now, there's a big termite mound coming up, and we know how Mr. Q loves the termite mound, so I'm just going to try to get to the termite mound with some zigging and zagging between the combretums. Look at, oh, he's on the move to that termite mound again. Watch out, Dave.
No problem, bro.
Oh, he looks like he's ignoring the termite mound. That's very un-Mr. Q. He must be hungry. Oh, Curious One says he is so big for a young male. I mean, for a leopard of his size, or his age, he is massive. So much so that he's putting pressure on his half-brother, Shivambalan. And I haven't seen Shivambalan for an age, but Mr. Q has seemed to have taken over this territory already. Now, the interesting thing is we have to wonder whether the females will actually put up with him to mate with him, because he is young, so sometimes the females will just ignore young males, even though they might be dominant. And sometimes males become dominant at a young age for a couple of different reasons. There could be a vacuum. Oh, he's scent marking. So there could be a vacuum. So Djuma happened to fill a vacuum because the dominant male leopard down on Londolozi was killed by lions. So Shivambalan managed to, I mean not Shivambalan, Djuma managed to fill a territory there. But from what I've heard from the guides down there, that the girls are still not impressed with him. Okay. We're really, fingers crossed he catches something, because we are, as I said, heading north towards the Nkoro boundary, but he is heading sort of slightly more quickly. It looks like he's scrub herring again. So we've seen him kill a scrub hare recently by stopping and sniffing in those thorn bushes, and I thought he might have spotted another one, but he hasn't. Oh, he's magnificent on the move. Remember, this is 100% live, and if you've got any questions about this magnificent male leopard, hashtag Safari Live or questions at WildEarthTV. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which way do we go? Mission this morning. He's not moving slowly. I was going to try and get to a spot. You know what, he is such an absolutely gorgeous male that I'm going to pull out my camera. Remember, if you get a screenshot, share it with us on our Facebook page, Safari Live, or on Twitter using the hashtag Safari Live, or on any of our wonderful groups that have been started by our viewers on Facebook. Now we can just see on his back the wonderful diagnostic, that landing strip of stripes. They're just so straight. It's just pure elegance. A leopard moving. Hi Chris. Chris wants to know if I think he's almost as big as Mvula. I would say he's definitely taller than Mvula. Big, I'd say he probably weighs more Mvula. He's not big like an old male yet. He doesn't have those jowls. Look at that. Oh, There's so much noise going on the game drive channel. Let me just turn that down. So we're going to try keep up with him as he moves through this Combretum thicket. While we do that, let's see what the others are up to.
We've got a lovely herd of zebra crossing the Arathusa airstrip. And it's quite a nice big herd. It's the biggest group I've seen in quite some time. You can see here comes the stallion, just making sure everybody's alright, and it's beautiful. It's such a nice sunny day. You can see gentle breeze. It's perfect. Hello, beautiful. All giving us a little look. Now we've already got zebra on the list, and I heard that there was an elephant somewhere around this airstrip somewhere, so we're going to have a little look. Oh, I'm just listening to the radio. Okay, so I'm just hearing a couple of little updates on the radio, and hopefully we'll be able to find a couple of them. Isn't that wonderful? It sounds like there are a few elephants around here on Arathusa. Oh my goodness, look at what's happening behind us. Look at all those impala. You can see there's obviously an aeroplane that's probably going to take some guests home, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. But Impala, that aeroplane is not for you. You cannot get in there, unfortunately, as much as you'd like to. Look at all the little ones moving around. That's a beautiful herd of Impala. It seems as though all the animals have been hiding on Arathusa. How sneaky. Look at them, and they're still coming. They're coming from the bushes all over the road, all over the airstrip, really. Isn't that lovely? It's nice to see all the girls with their little lambs. Let's see if we can go up a little bit closer. We're quite a distance away from them, as you can see. I'd like to have a closer inspection to some of these tiny little lambs. I've only seen them a couple of times, but I think this will be a perfect opportunity to have a decent look at them. Oh, nice zebra. Hang on, we can see the little zebra foal now. There it is. Before we go back to those impala, I wanted to show you this little beauty as well. Hello, little one. Probably a couple of weeks old. It's not teeny tiny and wobbly on its feet. It's definitely got poise and control of its legs. It did a little sprint earlier. I think it got a bit nervous as it was really getting left behind. Oh, look what we've got. We've got two Bateleurs. It looks like Bateleur. Oh, there's a Vulture, and there was also a Bateleur on the ground. What have they got? They're eating something. It's a beautiful, that looks like a leopard-faced vulture, doesn't it? Or is it a white-head? Oh my goodness, who do we have there? Let's go forward. I'm going to quickly go forward to see if we can get another view. The impala racing away. Well spotted, Bjorn. Oh no. It looks like the Bateleur may have got something. Here we go, stop here. We've got a bit of view. We're quite a distance away. Where did you say you had it? There it goes. In hot pursuit by something else. Now, something that we're going to be seeing the animals feeding on. Oh, it's properly being chased. Off it goes. It looked like it had something in its feet too. Now, with all the birds that are going on at the moment, possibly they're picking up on maybe some of the placenta, the leftovers, the afterbirth, and well, that would provide a very nutritious meal for all of these beautiful birds. Hello, gorgeous vulture. Do you know, I just have to actually get out my bird app and have a look, because I feel like I've been on holiday for too long and now I haven't seen any vultures and my brain is completely fried. How's that? I've been guiding for so long and now I don't even know how to identify birds, and it's a little bit on the embarrassing side, but that's incredible. That is a white-headed vulture, and I haven't seen a white-headed vulture in ages. And as we see it take off and disappear into the distance, let's shoot back to quarantine.
Look at this, he's right behind us under a fallen marula tree that's been felled by wood borers. So elephants have fed off the bark and now it's fallen down, providing a bit of shade, and it's a very likely spot for a steenbok or a duiker to hide. I mean, you can see he's gone right behind the car. And Dave is at full, almost 360, no, 180. Oh, he's after something. Did you see that jump? I think he's hunting scrub hares again. Unfortunately, he is very, very close to the coral boundary. I mean, we are now 30 meters from it. We can only hope that he turns and walks west up the boundary. Oops. Yeah, you can see there's the boundary and the behind him. Please don't cross. Please don't cross. Please don't cross. Okay, let's get a bit closer. And hopefully he walks towards 3 in a row pan, takes the highway, the main road. Oh no. Oh dear. He has now crossed our northern boundary on Cheetah Plains. And he's going to disappear into the Compredon woodland to the north of us. We will try to stay with him as long as possible. There's always a possibility he might move parallel to the road and then even hopefully south again towards us, but his general direction has been north, and it looks like he's going to continue to the north. Oh dear. It is one of those things. I'm going to try see if he might come back towards Cheetah Plains. I've lost sight of him at the moment. Let's just move a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to let Johan go in front quickly. Yeah. Okay, we're going to try see if we can see him. I think we might see, there he is. You see him? I was hoping he was going to move parallel, but he's actually gone deeper into coral. Mr. Q, I miss you. Come back. Come back. Come back. Well, Dave, at least it gives us a chance to now. What is the time? Do you know what the time is?
We've got 50 minutes left.
We've got 50 minutes. Okay, now it gives us 50 minutes to, just rack up those mammal species. Let's go make sure Taylor has no boasting rights at breakfast. Bye, Mr. Q. Trying to see, no, not even one last look. I can't even see him through the bush now. Okay, let's go find some other mammals. So the leopard has left us, but he obviously did it so we can find as many mammal species as possible, and we don't just get so focused on a leopard. While we do that, someone who's not looking for as many mammals as Taylor and I is, but is finding all sorts of wonderful other creatures, is Stef. So let's go see how the bushwalk's going.
Brent and these funny things. I'm so happy for you that you got to see Quarantine, and I haven't seen that male leopard since he left Djuma. I haven't seen Quarantine. Now, admittedly, I don't get to see a lot of leopards wandering around on foot over here, but it's always nice to see the pictures and to hear about what he's getting up to. He has to be one of my favorite leopards, in particular with his ability to seemingly kill massive kudu. The last I heard of him, he had killed a full-grown male kudu, and that is for a leopard is in this thicket of Terminalia. something has just caught my eye on this acacia. The acacias right now are providing some amazing value. So let's see what this is. It is a moth. Have a look at this. I don't know what moth this is. I've never seen it before. But just have a look at that. It looked like a flower, or, you know, maybe it's because I'm wanting to see these things as bird droppings, but a bit of detritus of some or other form. Isn't that just incredible? A moth of the most exquisite detail when you get a little bit closer there. And it's probably flying around mainly at night time, hence its static nature on the end of the stick, trying its best to not look like a moth and look like just a piece of leaf debris or a dropping of some sort. It's curled itself around the acacia's thorn, which is where it's getting that spike coming from out of its back. Let's see if we can see some more detail here. Jean moaning at me because I ripped him out of your view. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to see if I could see any more detail on this moth. Now, it's not feeding on anything. It's just sitting on the end of this branch, trying its best to look inconspicuous. Let me just leave it over there before I get eyebrowed again by Jean for ripping you out of view. It will probably be on that branch for most of the day, flying around at night time. The domain of the moth. Although there are quite a few moths that will fly around during the day, it is generally speaking, moths and butterflies are quite widely split. The lepidopterids, butterflies for the day, moths at night time, and they're quite different. They have different things that influence how they move. And of course, the sunlight allows butterflies to have these fantastic colors. There we go. Just trying to weave our way through this thicket of terminalia. The sunlight allows butterflies to have those striking colors and use the sunlight to their effect. Moths, on the other hand, tend to be a little bit furrier, and it's because of a sound dampening that they need in order to escape bats, which of course love moths. So they have that furry nature on their wings to stay silent and also to absorb that high-pitched sound that bats use in order to hunt them. Right, let's find something awesome here to show you. Are we on the verge of quite a large plain, but it's also a very active seepline, and on these forest margins, like we're walking at the moment, these forested margins, it's most likely that we're going to find something quite interesting to show you. I see there's some butterflies here. Let's see if we can go and see what they are. There is a variable skink busy hunting over there. I'll quickly show you what it looks like. So that you standing, just come to me a little bit, just behind that vertical stick in that patch of sun. So let me put my hand on it. I will put the shadow, the point of the shadow, on the variable skink. Can you see him?
Yeah.
There you go. Variable skink hunting these open patches of sand, and one that looks like he's just shed. He's got fantastic colors at the moment. Very, very awesome. Now, another thing that has got some fantastic colors are zebra, and Taylor has managed to find some just for you.
We found something a little bit bigger than a zebra. As you can see, the bush is moving like a Jurassic Park film. Of course, it's my favorite animal, elephants. I don't know how many are here just yet, but I can see 2 so far, which is wonderful. And I was hoping to find a herd with some little babies, because we haven't been seeing the little ones for quite some time now. Oh, and hopefully they're going to pop out onto the road. That will be wonderful. I didn't even get to see if they were girls or boys just yet, but we will announce it as soon as they come charging out. No, they're a bit relaxed, so I don't think there'll be any charging going on. Probably just stroll out onto the beautiful road for us. But for now, you get to watch the beautiful movement as the wind blows through the leaves, and, well, the whiplash of the branch as the elephant pulls the leaves off of that poor branch. This is absolutely lovely. It's so peaceful, it's so nice to have the warm weather again. I'm very, very excited. Okay, here comes the other one. Do you think we should reposition, or are you happy like this? I think we're going to quickly turn around while the elephants are crashing through the bushes. Let's try not to reverse into a tree. Oh, there we go. We've got a bum now. Hello, elephant bum. And, well, so far it looks like it is the bum of a young elephant bull. And he looks relatively young still. He's not massive in body size, but he's got a decent tusk on him. And there was one in here that only has one tusk, so I'm wondering if this is him. We'll have to see if when he turns around. But he looks to be probably maybe 16 years old or so. So getting to the point where he probably left the herd. Maybe he's a bit older. Perhaps this elephant just isn't going to be massive in body size, but will have big tusks. And I've actually seen that quite often in the Sabi sand, where you'll get these elephants that have got enormous tusks, and then they've got tiny little bodies. It's like all their hormones went into growing those tusks and forgot about the rest of them. It's always quite funny to see a small elephant bull, especially when they're fully grown, because you know how enormous they do get. And I wonder if there's a breeding herd around. Perhaps they could be moving through. Remember, we saw a small group of females with one female with her calf and an older bull. And, well, they were tailing a big herd of elephants that evaded us yesterday. Very sneaky. But luckily for us, we're having a good view of these two bulls enjoying their breakfast. Now, we're practicing our ads, of course, for everybody for TV, so we're going to be going back or coming out of an ad break soon. But while we wait for that to come around, oh, sorry, I got that completely wrong. Sorry, Kirsty, I thought I heard it the other way around. We're going to an ad break, my bad. So I'm not sure if any of you know this, but Kirsty has got a trademark line, and it is Be Better. I think it's quite strong. It's a good one, because when she says it to us, I feel as though I really do need to improve myself and work on certain things. Of course, we will just tease each other here. Come on, boys. Pop out onto the road so we can actually have a good look at you and not just see various sections of your body parts, either the trunk or the feet. Here we go. Here's our opportunity. No, and that looks like an older bull. You can see much taller. He's got two beautiful tusks that are quite long, but let's keep up with them. Let's see if we can do it in one turn. Right, here we go, on the middle of the road. This is the one with the one tusk. We're going to do an ad break just in a moment. Out. Here we go. That was a little little practice, and it's good that we practice these things. I know it sounds very silly, but the more you practice them, the easier they sort of become, and everything flows a little bit better. So that's why we have to do it. And I must tell you, we try to practice in front of each other. the other morning, and that was hysterical, because you won't believe how embarrassing it was to have to practice in front of your colleagues, but will much rather do everything live. It's the most bizarre thing. So that was entertaining. But I'm very happy that these elephants have come out onto the road. And well, today I suspect they're going to really have to use their ears to keep themselves nice and cool. Hello, Viola Wallhoff. Now, you were wondering how wide an elephant's foot is. Let's go to Brent very quickly.
Look at this. We've just stumbled upon an impala that's just given birth. The uterus, the impala is still just dropped out. Mom's eating the afterbirth. Look at that. The head's just popping up. I mean, that impala has literally just popped out. Look at Mom. She's eating the afterbirth. Look at the little one. It's still so wobbly. Ears are starting to flick. I mean, this is. We must have got here seconds after she gave birth. It's about to stand up for the first time. We're going to see this impala stand up for the first time ever, and this is live. There's Mom eating the afterbirth. Now, there's a couple of reasons why female antelope will eat the afterbirth. Number one, they regain a lot of nutrients. Number two, it helps disguise the area from predators. That one little branch in the way. I'm just going to move forward half a meter for you there, Dave. How's that? Better? There we go. Look at that. She's going to now clean, lick, and eat what afterbirth's left. Isn't this amazing? Now, even though impala give birth all the time, this is not something you see very often. Look at that. Look at her eating the afterbirth off the baby. That's very high in protein, so she's going to regain some of the nutrients carrying a baby. And as again I said, it helps mask the smell and hide it from predators. Oh, look at it. It's going to try stand up again. Instinct is taking over. It wants to stand up. Now, within 10-15 minutes, this little impala is going to be able to run. I just find that absolutely amazing. Oh, it's so sweet. Look, there we go. It's trying to rock onto its legs. There could be some afterbirth still tying its legs together. Oh, look at that little shiver. Welcome back, and look at this. Isn't this incredible? A female impala had just
So we're still with this elephant. He hasn't actually moved too much at all, just munching on some leaves. And how exciting is it that you got to see a little tiny impala being born? That's amazing. I've only ever seen that once before. That was about a year ago this time, actually. I was quite lucky to see it on safari with some guests. That is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to see all the screenshots, and hopefully you are posting some screenshots, because that's something quite special. So remember, #SafariLive for Twitter, or questions@WildEarthTV if if you don't have Twitter and you'd like to email them. But let's have another look at this elephant. Oh, okay, we've got signal with Brent again. Let's go back to him.
This baby is trying to get up. You can see mom's eating the afterbirth out of her uterus, making sure there's no scrap left, regaining all the protein. Oh, come on, let's see if that baby's... This is going to be its first... Oh, no! Shame, it's still trying to stand up. There's mom licking, coaxing. Are we going to see this baby impala's first steps ever? We're going to see it hopefully gain its feet for the first time in its life. This impala is minutes old. Even its ears look too big for its body at the moment. Come, little one. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Mom's going to continue eating after birth. Look. Come on. You can do it, little guy. Yes. Come on. Don't worry. Take a minute. There we go. Draw yourself towards yourself. On the knees, on the knees. Oh, no, not yet. And you can see mom making sure there's no afterbirth left. There we go. Nearly there. Oh, shame. Guys, this is normal. This is very normal for impala. It does take a few minutes for them to gain their feet. There we go. There we go. First on 4 legs. Oh my goodness. The first steps ever of this tiny baby impala. They are very wobbly. It's hard to think by the end of the day it's going to be running around, leaping and jumping. What are these things called legs? I know I'm supposed to use them, but I don't know how. Hi, Ma. Nice to meet you. He looks so confused. He's not really... It looks like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Okay, here we go. Looks like we're gonna have another attempt at standing up shortly. What opportune timing. Now, of course, this is when a baby impala is at its most vulnerable, these minutes after birth, while it still learns to regain its feet. Not to regain, to gain its feet for the first time. And we've seen some quite clumsy stumbles. Now, Red is wondering, are female impala the only animals to eat after birth? Not at all, Red. Actually, wildebeest, zebra. Most of the herbivores will eat their own afterbirth. Nyala, bushbuck. absolutely incredible. Okay, there we go. Come on, little one. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Look at that, on its feet. How many seconds this time? Look how it's standing, wide spread legs, trying to find its feet. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Oh, oh. There we go. Mom's gonna give you a little kiss, clean. It's amazing how look at how wide the legs are. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, isn't this amazing? We are so privileged to be able to witness these type of things. I'm going to try and move forward a tiny bit. How's that, Dave? Look at that. It almost looks like it's already looking for milk. There we go. Are we going to see not only the first steps, but the first drink? Don't think it's cool. Oh, oh. Yo, shame. There we go. Much quicker. Back to the feet this time. And Kelly is wondering whether this is a boy or a girl. Kelly, I can't actually see at the moment. It's too young, and I can't see any distinguishing features. So I'm not sure yet, Kelly. It's going to be very difficult to tell, especially since we're watching through a bush. Oh, isn't that just too wonderful? Mom cleaning up what's left of the afterbirth, licking the baby. X-Ranger would like to know, is this a first for Dave? Dave, is this a first?
Yes, most definitely.
It is a first for Dave. Oh, oh, has it found the nipples? Has it found the teats? It's amazing how that instinct to suckle is already there, and this little creature is minutes old, not even 10 minutes old yet. I'm probably closing on 10 minutes old now. Oh, stumble, stumble. Little shiver. This is absolutely incredible. Hi, David. David would like to know. Look, there we go, the first drink. First little suckle. David, sorry. David's wondering, once the calf is able to move, will she return to the rest of the herd? She will. They're not far away. They're about 150 meters away, and it's quite normal for a female impala to just move away from the herd a little bit when she gives birth. Look at that. He's already, or she has already found the teats and is already suckling. William, I agree with you completely. It is amazing how the little ones are unable to find food. That instinct must just be so powerful. I mean, not even minutes old, and no direction needed to where to find mom's milk. This is absolutely incredible, and aren't we incredibly lucky to witness this live? An impala's first steps, an impala's first drink. Good job, Mom. Yawn. Oh, this is tiring business. Thanks very much, Dan. Yes, well, the moment we saw this, we also forgot about the competition, but Dan says we win the competition hands down. Well, I don't know, Dan. We didn't have the number of species Taylor has, but I'm happy to lose for a sighting like this. Mom's still quite vigilant, making sure there isn't another potential predator around. Still giving that little baby lots of licks, lots of cleaning. I mean, you can see how thin the skin is in that tendon. You can actually see almost through with the light on the back legs of that baby. That's how. Now we can still see a bit of the umbilical cord hanging there, and Ellie is wondering how long does it take for the umbilical cord to fall off. Ellie, it normally falls off within the first 2 days, but sometimes it does last a little bit longer. Oh! There we go, gaining the feet, gaining confidence. This is absolutely incredible. Now we're about to go into a short break, and we are definitely not going to go anywhere. We're going to stay here with this incredible sighting of an impala taking its first steps, its first drink, and this is just too much. It's almost undescribable. So we're going to not move. If you want to see if this impala is frolicking shortly, join us after the break. Of course, that was a pretend advert break, so we're not going anywhere. We're still with this wonderful little impala. I'm going to try and move slightly, see if we can get a better view. I'm going to try backwards first. See if we've got a gap behind that Ziziphus or buffalo thorn. There we go. Still so unstable on its legs. Hello, little one. Welcome. Welcome to a sunny South Africa. And you've made the day a little bit brighter. Once Upon a Time says, this little impala chose a beautiful day to be born. I agree with you, and the day is just that little bit more beautiful for this impala birth. So now, roll forward slightly. That. Well, it's finding its feet quite quickly. We're going to stay here, but let's go see what Stef's up to on his feet.
How awesome is it watching a baby impala take its first steps? And I must say, it's just the hallmark of this morning's safari in total. I think it's been such a fantastic day. I'll just have a look at what we are looking at inside the screen there. Just now we were showing you the giant jumping spider, and we were talking about what could possibly be hunting it. And here is a prime example of what hunts jumping spiders. What you're looking at there is a stick mantid. A stick mantid eating a jumping spider. So that black leggy thing that's coming out of the top of the stick is what's left over of the spider. The mantid is its head at the back of the spider, and the rest of its body is that stick-like protrusion at about 45 degrees to the ground. Isn't that just the most amazing thing? Imagine being a tiger, for all intents purposes, or a leopard. That's what a jumping spider is, and the branch that you're standing next to all of a sudden leans down and grabs you and eats you alive. That is basically what we're watching at the moment. Oh, that is awesome. So that's a stick mantid consuming what's left over of that spider. You can just see absolutely gorging itself, having a proper breakfast, probably go the rest of the day without needing to eat anything else. Mantids have a fairly high metabolism, and so will absolutely hunt as often as they can, being predators themselves. Isn't that just incredible? You can hardly see this mantid in the greater scheme of things. Have a look at that. Looks exactly like a grass stalk or stick, where this particular group of mantids get their quite descriptive name from, the stick mantids. Wow, today is just non-stop action. We're going to be sending you over to Taylor, who's got something equally as awesome to show you.
We've got the tiniest little mongoose baby. Isn't this so cute? There's a whole family of them here in this fallen log, so we'll sit with them and see, well, if any of them are going to pop their little heads out again. They are tiny little creatures, and they're absolutely so sweet. I don't know when I last saw a little mongoose so tiny. Come on, guys. See if that works. It doesn't really ever work for me, though. I must say, you just before we had this moment, they were communicating with me. We're going to go back into TV again, so I'm just going to sit quietly. Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, perhaps you were making a tea or a sandwich, something along those lines. We've got the tiniest little mongoose here. Brent is having a fantastic morning. He's watching a baby impala take its first steps, and Stef had a mantis eating a spider. It's all happening. So much action over here. Let's have another look. Do you think we can see these mongoose, VM? Can you see them again? Now they've gone all quiet. Naughty mongoose. Let's see if they pop their heads out. Oh, there we go, in the top of the log. They've now gone right to the end. You see them popping their heads out every now and then, and you see a little bit of movement in there. It's like we've been saying, it's getting very, very hot now. And I don't know if these mongoose are going to be out in the sun for too much today. Oh, come on. No, it seems as though they've all gone. They don't want to be seen, but that's okay. We saw them very quickly, and they were there, and we heard them. Oh, have you got one now? This is the funny... they're so sneaky. Well done, VM. They gave us the slipperoo, and they obviously snuck and ran behind the vehicle, or maybe this is the rest of the family. Remember, they can live in quite big groups. This doesn't look like one of the little babies either. That one looked very, very well capable of being able to move around on its poor little legs. And well, not following mom around. Okay, let's move on then. The mongoose don't want to show themselves too much to us. That's all right. We got them though. Another mammal to the list. I've forgotten where we are. So we first started off. We saw a wildebeest. Then we saw a sleeping zebra with the kudu, and then we saw buffalo, and then we saw Nyala. We saw the elephants, and now we've got the mongoose. Brained. What's happening? It seems as though I'm catching up and say. The squirrel, that would be maybe a nice one to get as well. Remember, we've got to look for these smaller critters. Oh, have a look, there's a shrike, and that seems to be our luck with birds today. They sit there patiently and quietly the entire time, well, until I point them out. But let's go across to Brent and see if the adrenaline is still racing through his body.
Oh, look at this. It's learning how to use its legs. It's growing with confidence every second. Oh! She's looking back towards the rest of the herd. Look at that. The epitome of a precocial animal. Perfect miniature version of the adult, capable of movement within minutes of birth. The complete opposite to us, or the big cats. Mom, I've just been born and you're already smothering me. I need to spread my legs. Oh, so wonderful. So as we drove around the corner, I just saw the fetus drop out of her, and I mean, so it was literally seconds later that we were able to show you the baby wasn't even moving in the fetal sac. Look at that! Look at that little buck! Oh, absolutely splendid. You go, little one. Use those legs. Look how the ears are already starting to take, they're a bit more rigid and starting, already showing some independence. Now, Impala, you don't want to be too independent. That's how you meet Mr. Quarantine. Oh, shame. Oh, there's Mom. Now I think they're going to go join the rest of the herd shortly once little one is completely, well not completely, but more, has mastered more of the art of movement. Mom's already starting to feed. He's like, okay, I've done the hard job. Now I'm eating the grass. Nice green grass. Got to produce milk. Oh, there we go. Mom's already feeding. Little one's running around. Look at that! Absolutely spectacular. Oh, go, 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 go! Oh man, what a way to end the morning. Your mom's looking back towards where the rest of the herd are. She's probably not going to join them just yet. She's going to feed, while she feeds, she's going to let the little one really get to grips with these things called legs. But they're not far away. She can see them from here. Oh, whoa, whoa. The tail's starting to wag, growing in confidence, little one. Oh, you nearly fell over, but well done on righting yourself. I think some of the fast movement is more almost falling over. Stick close to mom. Oh, wonderful. Oh. There we go. So you can see how mobile they are already, and by the end of today they will be incredibly fast and almost able to avoid certain predators. Oh, there we go. Spectacular. Oh! Now, the female impala is going to start moving towards the rest of the herd. The little one has found its feet, and we've been incredibly privileged to be able to witness this new life on a beautiful day that's made more beautiful by a baby impala. And I wish we could always come back and follow the same baby impala, but by the end of the afternoon it's going to look like all the other baby impala in the herd. So the impala are moving off. We're going to move off too, back towards Djuma, but unless we find something, which we might, because we're that good, we're going to say goodbye, and we're obviously not going to see you on the sunset safari. We are in rehearsal still, but we'll see you bright and shiny tomorrow morning. I'm just speechless about having to witness this, so let's go see what Stef's up to on foot.
In this particular case, I have to agree with Brent, but only in this particular case, he is good for finding you that impala baby's first couple of minutes on this planet, and I must say, cause for celebration. What he's not celebrating is obviously this caterpillar that you're having a look at that was impaled on this thorn. But what is nice about this particular sign left in the bush is the fact that it allows us to probably identify the bird, or at least the bird's group, that did this to this unfortunate or hapless victim. The butcher birds, which are, well, we call them locally butcher birds, but in actual fact they're part of a family of birds called the shrikes, is most probably the cause of this particular caterpillar's demise. Quite often the shrikes will larder food like this in a way to basically come back and fetch it at a later stage. So this was a full butcher bird, came through here, garnered one of the caterpillars off of the branch nearby, and then came and impaled it on this twig, thinking that it'll come back and fetch it later. Now we have two different types of common shrikes out here. We've got the white helmeted shrike out here, and then we also have the redback shrike, and I think that this particular victim was from the redback shrike. and has put it in here. The redback shrikes love this type of open area to hunt from, and they'll be sitting on the edges of these open areas and looking for specifically prey like this, and I think that's what's happened here. So redback shrike has come along, caught a caterpillar, put it on this twig for later consumption. Isn't that amazing? Now Marlo, you've just commented, wow, that's a smart bird. It actually is. And the butcher, the more butcher bird than other butcher birds is also one of the shrikes that occurs on the Highveld here, and they will actually larder a bunch of insects on the same tree. So it will hunt from a perch and bring back food that it's gathered to that perch. So you get these bushes and these thorns that are garnered with all these macabre insects, from scorpions to mice, lizards, frogs, caterpillars. Whatever the bird catches, it larders in this area and then picks off probably through the day. So it'll catch and store insects when insects and insects are and whatever is most active, and then in the heat of the day probably sit and enjoy its spoils. Isn't that awesome? Very clever bird. Other animals that larder, funnily enough, are leopard as well. I have seen leopard larder food. In other words, kill multiple kills at the same time and store them all in trees around a particular area, and then just move from one kill to another. It's a sort of testimony to their intelligence, really. This morning has been incredible. I must say, the amount of life and things that are around is just incredible, and it does absolutely bode well for the rest of the season. I can't wait to see what is actually going to be coming out the rest of the season. But it has come to the end of this particular bushwalk for me, and I just want to say thank you from myself and Jandre and Herbie for all the enthusiasm and the questions shown us today. We had a really fun time this morning, to be honest with you. So without further ado, wherever you are in this world, we're going to greet you and say goodbye, and we'll catch up with you in tomorrow morning's AM Safari.
So we're just seeing if we can get one more animal, maybe a daker, crossing the road very quickly in the final few minutes. Now remember, if you haven't bought any Christmas presents for anybody, you've got an opportunity to shop.WildEarthTV is the place to go. T-shirts, mugs, and all sorts of wonderful things. But remember, the sale ends on the 14th of December. So you've got to get that in quickly, as well, I'm sure everything's flying out like hotcakes. I know that I'm definitely probably going to get a couple of things, and it will help us to fund a couple of exciting adventures next year. Kenya, possibly, of course, Zambia, and then maybe back to the gorillas in Rwanda. So I'm sure you'd all love to see us go to those different places. And I got another update, by the way. It sounds like the Nkahumas have been found, but sadly just on the boundary of Elephant Plains and Arathusa, but too far into the thicket for us to see, sadly. But it sounds as though they have a buffalo kill, which is exciting because at least we know they're having a meal, something great to eat. And hopefully they won't be there for too long, because that's quite far south. They need to come back home now. So maybe by tomorrow they will be back for the sunrise safari. Now remember, this afternoon is a private rehearsal, and so there won't be any safari, but we'll be back again for the sunrise safari, so you don't want to miss that. Come on, let's see if we can just get a squirrel. Stop and have a look in one of these trees quickly, but it doesn't seem like it. Now Brent has been an absolute savior today. He got the cat, he got Mr. Quarantine for all of you, and of course he got that ever so cute, beautiful little Impala lamb taking its first steps. And well, he definitely wins the cuteness award, but VM and I have discussed a competition is a competition, and we take the prize. But Brent, well done on everything else, and Stef, fantastic little sightings today. I'm envious. I look forward to some photos. It's been wonderful morning again. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you on the sunrise safari. From myself and Vian, have a lovely day.